Guys, Daniel Dubois, Alexander Usyk is now just 3 days away. What are we, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Yep, 3 days away. So I watched the face-off earlier, and I just wanted to give a quick comment about it. What did I think about the face-off? What did I think about them facing off in the street? But what also did I think about the face-off where they sit down at the table? So let me give you this. First of all, Alexander Usyk's people were going crazy, standing behind him going, Usyk, Usyk. Daniel Dubois was acting like a crazy person, just yelling at Alexander Usyk, screaming in his face. I'm not even sure what he was saying, but he was in his face just yelling something. But here's the key. I wasn't really sure who won the face-off as far as when they did it in the street and they was yelling. Usyk's people was yelling. Usyk is always quiet himself. But the interesting part is when they had the face-off at the table. You know, everything's black, everything's dark, everything's quiet. And I'm going to leave a link in the description to the face-off so you can leave your own opinion. But the interesting part about that is they was asking questions to Daniel Dubois, like, you know, how do you think you're going to defeat him this time? Does Usyk punch hard? And then they showed a clip of him getting hit with that stiff jab and him going down. And they was asking both fighters, did anything surprise you about each other? Anything like that. But to me, the main key is Daniel is not very sharp on his feet, so to speak. So whenever he gets asked a question, it's like it takes him 10 seconds to process the question before he can answer it. And then when he did answer the question, it sounded like he had just rehearsed some pre-programmed answer about creating chaos. Now, I like Daniel. I'm a Brit myself, so I will be happy if Daniel wins as far as bringing the belts back to England. We'll be the first English 4-time world champ in that era, because I believe when Lennox Lewis was the champ, there wasn't 4 major belts at that time. So I'll be happy, but I will also be happy if Usyk wins, because I think he's got integrity. I think he's a cool character. Seems like a good Christian guy. And you really have to just respect how he carries himself in the sport. Never hear him really use bad language. I can't think of a time that he has. And I have respect for that. I think he's a very classy champion. So if Usyk wins, I'm actually okay with that too. Let him retire and ride off into the sunset. I'm fine. But I think when the face-off happened, Daniel looked very agitated whenever they would show him clips or whenever they talked about him being defeated the last time and his mentality and how is he different this time versus the last time he fought Usyk. He was very, very uncomfortable. And he basically just kept saying to the interviewer, yeah, we need to move on from that. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. That's in the past. And I could tell by his demeanor and by the way that he's answering the questions that he's shown a crack in his armor. He's shown a little kink in his armor. Usyk was as cool as ever. Just as cool as when it was him and Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury was getting very frustrated because he's the first person to not crack when Tyson says all the nonsense. Usyk showed no signs of cracking under that pressure. And he was even more impressive in the ring. And Daniel showed that it bothers him a lot. He also showed, in my opinion, when he was in the other part, when he was yelling, screaming in Usyk's face, he showed that he's got a lot of nervous energy. And he might come out just swinging. But with a defensive genius like Usyk, being reckless can get you knocked out quick. We've never seen Usyk with a devastating knockout in the heavyweights. But guess what? The person who he did knock out was Daniel Dubois. Dropped him twice. So obviously he has power. And he also knocked the living daylights out of Tyson Fury. And the referee kind of stopped it from being a massacre in the first fight, if we're being honest. So, definitely kinks in Daniel Dubois' armor. Usyk, in my opinion, definitely won the face-off. Link in description to the face-off so you can go watch it for yourself. And let me know what you think. Leave your comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you on fight night. Get up!